and today I'll be reviewing this Thai Netflix movie just dropped today. It's called Deep. And before I get to my review, I just want to say I've been to Thailand a couple of years ago. I really loved it there. People over there is very friendly, especially the food is amazing and so cheap, and it's really good. It's really worth going there. So when I was watching this movie, I had really fun. I was thinking about my vacation there. It was really fun time. So what do I think about this movie? So I really enjoyed this movie. I thought this movie was wow. It's really although it's a little slow burn, but it's still very interesting and very engaging because of the character. They're very interesting. So in this movie, 4 medical students, they agree to go on a drug trial, and this drug trial thing is called Deep. And when they take this trial, where they get paid like huge amount, and like they go on the first trial, they were like, oh, and this trial is about you can't sleep. I think the first trial was for 3 days, if I'm not wrong, and the second trial was the hardest one was the 5 days. And when these characters, they go on this trial, how they experience life, especially when you don't sleep for so long, how they feel and how they see stuff around them. It was interesting, honestly, because that's how you will feel when you don't sleep for that long, especially like although I have seen this kind of story before. Even the recent movie dropped on Netflix called The Insomnia or something, that movie has similar theme, like when you don't sleep for so long, your brain stop working. So in that movie, you actually die. So in this movie, because these 4 students, they were insomniac already. So when they go into this trial, they were at first, they were like, especially what is her name was Win. She was like the one who was doing okay beginning of the trial. Then the second, when she went to the second trial, she was also losing her mind, like rest of them. How these people start losing their mind. It was interesting. As I was saying, this 4th character, they're very interesting, especially the main character, Win. She need to pay her bill. She has also little sister, grandma, and her character, how she was trying to get the money for her family. I really liked her character. Also, she was very good student, very smart. So I really liked her character a lot. Also, his name, I forgot. Is it Chen or the boy who was partying all the time? He was also, his character is okay, I would say. It's not like super interesting. He's just like there. He has a crush on the center character Win, but still, this 4th character, they have their own backstory. All of their backstory were interesting, especially the one boy, the weird one. His name is Chin, I think. He was actually rich. When they found out, they're like, who? Always the weird one is the rich one. He was actually pretty rich. And his character, how he was like stalking her, I was like, oh, that's like creepy, man. And this girl, so however, although I really enjoyed this movie, the one thing about this movie I didn't like is the reveal. When the reveal happened in this movie, I was like, I didn't like that, especially that professor lady, she was behind all. Her character was kind of acting weird toward the end, I would say. So the girl with the Instagram thing, she was doing the influencer, her character was how she went, like how she fell asleep one time. I really thought she's gonna die in this movie. I was like, oh, is she gonna die? So this thing about this movie is, this movie doesn't have guts to kill any of this character. That is what it bothered me. I'm like, okay, I get it, it's only 4 characters, but you gotta kill at least one of them to make us feel like like this thing is dangerous, you know what I mean? I think this movie didn't want to do that to this actor. I think they just wanted to keep them alive. And I was like, it's okay if you want to keep them alive, but don't tell me they're going to die, because the first time around she didn't die. It was almost around 60 seconds. Then she came back to life. I was like, oh. So when the character went back and she was like, they're like giving her CPR, I knew she's going to come back because of that. Because after the first time when she didn't die, the Instagram girl, I knew that Wayne character ain't dying either. That is my thing about this movie. Overall, it's an enjoyable movie, honestly. It's very well directed, as I was saying. I just didn't like the professor twist at the end, especially the way that the professor was doing stuff and her reason. I was like, oh, really? It's not interesting. You know what I mean? Anyway, that was my thought on this movie. Still, I had really good time watching this movie. This movie is very well directed. Although the story you might have seen it before, but still it's good time. That was my thought on this movie. Let me know in the comment what you think about this movie, and if you enjoyed my review, don't forget to subscribe. Please take care.